Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial video on how to build a nice house out of granite. I suppose you could say this is the second episode for my ugly blockling series. The first was my purple house block tutorial, which I will link in the description down below if you are interested. I've decided to designate this whole area on the server that I play on to all my ugly blockling builds. As you can see, I've already terraformed a bit of the land, making a couple of rivers, a lake and some pathways. I'll do more later on, but let's get started. So shout out down below to, sorry, I hope I saw these right, Jooms and Dragon, who asked if I could do a tutorial on how to build with the granite block. If you have any blocks that you would like me to try and do a nice house out of that you would consider ugly blocks, please comment down below and let me know. I'm writing down everyone's suggestions and I will get around to them all eventually. So for the base of my modern house here, I'm going with the quartz block for the white because I believe it looks quite nice. I'm doing 13 blocks long on the side, and on the right hand side I'm going 12 blocks long, and then down the back I've gone 6 blocks and 6 blocks, but I've split them evenly halfway through, so you've got like a 1 block kind of difference. So I'm just building my front door area now. So it's kind of a undercover entryway which goes into the building. I'm going to be also building just to the right hand side a little front balcony area, which I will build a little archway to the sidewall here. You will also notice in my build I'll make a lot of details out of little staircases or slabs, little indents or windows, just to get it a little bit of a more modern look. So I'm going to start on the walls now, which I will be building on top of the 2 blocks high I've already done for my base. These walls will be 4 blocks high. I'll go mostly around the full first floor of the building, just stopping short of where I will build my first granite block section. Also, if you're really good at modern houses and you're just natural in it and you have really great designs, if you don't like the design of my building, please feel free to just do your own design. Maybe just keep with the color scheme I'm going with. So for my color scheme here, I have got the quartz block for the white. If you're building in the new snapshot though, obviously you can use the concrete block because it's a lot smoother looking block. I've then used granite to accent 2 areas of the building, and on top of that I'm using a 3rd block for a different color. So I will be using the grey, which looks brown, hardened clay, just because you don't want granite and quartz. I think it's quite nice to have a 3rd color in the mix as well. It just gives it a little bit more variety to the exterior. So as you can see, I'm now building a outdoor entertaining area that is recessed into the building. It's kind of in a way bringing the outdoors in. So you have your outdoor balcony, I suppose you could say, patio, undercover area actually inside the building, and I'll also be putting some windows to the side that match the windows that are for the indoor area of the building. So I think it's turned out to be quite a nice space, and I think it is quite modern and it suits the building well. Also for all my windows, I am using the grey glass pane. I'm using glass panes because they indent into the building. I also believe that panes add a little bit more depth to a building than just glass blocks. Sometimes glass blocks look nice, but I think panes can look nice to add more depth. So I'm just building now a floating section of the building. So I've just put some granite off the build there and put some slabs under the bottom to give the illusion that it's floating. And as you can see, I haven't filled in a lot of the granite to the side. I've actually made it a big window to cut through the granite so it's not too much. And I'll also cut down on the granite that's showing at the front once I get around to it. So I'll cut through that with the hardened clay block that I will be using. You don't want too much, as nice as it's a nice block and it can look really good because of the natural stone. Too much of it is too much. So you want to kind of cut through that with windows or other sections of the buildings, things like that. So I'm building the second compartment, I suppose, compartment area for my modern house. As you can see, I'm using the grey, which looks brown hardened clay block. I'm just building kind of like a L-shape kind of shape up here. I am making it a little bit taller than I will cut it down a little bit when I skip ahead and skip some of the building, because it is a little bit too tall at the moment with these 7 blocks high. So we'll cut it down to 5 blocks high because it is a little bit tall. But I will go ahead and do some more of this and then I will skip ahead and I'll be done. So as you can see, I finished off my building, second story little grey hardened clay area, and I'm going to go ahead and build some windows now. So I'm building these windows right up to the top of the area, and I'm even cutting through the top block. So what I'll be using is I'll use quartz slabs for my roof, so that way you don't have to have a block covering the top. It also gives the illusion that you've got quite flat ceilings and quite high windows as well. And then I'll be continuing the roof down a block to kind of have like a metal shutter that goes over the building. So I will wrap this the whole way around. I actually think it looks quite nice and it's turned out quite well. So I'm just going to cut down the granite here because I think it's a little bit too tall, so I'm going to make it 1 block shorter. Also, for a roof on top of my granite block, you don't have to have a roof if you don't want one. I'm going to add a roof though. I'm actually going to be using white carpet. Now, it might seem a little bit silly, but because carpet is really thin, it looks quite nice as like a white roof. From a distance, you can't even tell it's carpet, it just looks like a white roof. But because I believe the slabs are a little bit too thick and I don't want to add too much height to that side of the building, so I'm just using carpet for a little thin layered roof. But I am going to go ahead now and build my second story little balcony area. I'm just raising it up by 1 block so I can cover any blocks that are showing like the granite was. I'm going to be using white railings white glass panes for railings like I did with the front. Also continue this around a bit more because I prefer it. And I'll be also using a dark oak door for the door up here to match the front door, and also add a window. So as you can see, that is most of the exterior for my building done now. Oops. I will add a little bit more detail now with 2 types of plants on my structure. So the first plant I will be doing is just a little vine growing over the structure here at the back. If you want, you could build a little kind of, I don't know, I think this is the word in America. We call them pergolas here in Australia. It's like a little wooden structure that goes over undercover areas to make a roof. You could do one that looks like slats by using maybe glass window panes or wood, anything like that. I've just gone for vines to add something, otherwise the area looks a little bit empty. So you could actually add a little undercover shutter, kind of cut through, if you understand me, thing up here as well. And then I'm going to be adding a bit of green to the front with a connected to the structure little planter box made with quartz stairs. Now I'm only doing this because I am building my town in like a little rural kind of retiree kind of town for the ugly block people. But if you don't like it, you could actually build your garage door there and make a like a basement kind of parking. That could go really well where I built the planter box. So I'm just building a fence now. I'm going to be making my fence granite to match the granite of the building, also to show you different granite designs you could do. I'm just playing around here. Modern houses you tend to find are quite repetitive and the designs are quite repetitive. So I'm just showing you different designs you could do. For my final design though, I will be doing 2 layers of granite stone down the bottom, and then I'll be doing 2 layers of slabs to kind of look like a little shutter kind of thing going on, like a air gap just at the top of the fence. I believe that looks quite modern when you play around with these slabs like that. You can also play around with putting windows into your fencing or things like that. I will just finish this off though, and then I will speed up ahead and my fences will be done. So as you can see, I have now finished off all my fencing and I've made a little entryway here at the front. I've also made a little pathway out of stone slabs. I'm not going to show how to do the whole garden because that's probably going to be another tutorial video. I will link down below though the tutorial video for my 5 tips to make a good garden. I'm also showing them on screen here. So 1 is you need some height, 2 is a feature, 3 is a variety of plants, 4 is a outdoor entertaining or seating area, and 5 is good fencing, which I've already done, so I don't need to do fencing, but I will speed up ahead and I would have done my modern gardens. So as you can see, I have completed my gardens now. I left the tree in the front because I actually liked it. It was quite a nice tree. I've got all 5 tips that you should be doing in a garden, but I've applied them to a modern garden. I think the garden actually turns out really nice and I actually really like it. It's better than I thought it would be. But like always, thank you guys for watching my video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Comment down below if you have any ugly blocks that you would like me to turn into nice builds. But yeah, thank you guys for watching and thank you to everyone who has been subscribing to me. I've been so overwhelmed, but like always, thank you. Bye.